as the hostage families await an update on the return of their loved ones. Hamas police are back on the streets of Gaza. The terror group said yesterday it would redeploy security forces and reassert its authority along the Gaza Strip. President Trump yesterday warned the terror group to uphold the ceasefire.
They knew the retribution would be tremendous, unsustainable. It would have been unsustainable. It would have been complete obliteration, and they didn't want that. And nobody wants it at this point. They want to get on with, rebuilding the entire Middle East. It's not only Gaza; it's going to be the entire Middle East.
Let's bring in John Hanna, former national security advisor to Vice President Dick Cheney. So, what do you think the chances are, John, that Hamas upholds this agreement?
Well, the signs aren't good, John. As soon as the Israelis began to pull back from that line of control, these guys came out of their tunnels to reassert their control over the population in Gaza, to settle scores with anybody that they thought had tried to cross their authority. And I think they're making a statement that they're the ones who are not going anywhere. They're going to stay in control. They're going to stay the leading edge of Palestinian politics. They're already crafting a narrative that this was something of a victory for them. The Iranians couldn't stand up to the IDF. Hezbollah couldn't. Hamas came out and is still standing.
Well, they're still standing, but I want to put up on the screen a list of the Hamas leaders who have been whacked in the days since, the October 7th attacks. Going back to July 2024, Hamas and Hezbollah leaders have been killed, captured, or overthrown, as the graphic says. How can they call this a victory when so much of their leadership has been decimated?
Yeah, I mean, martyrdom is the thing with Islamic fundamentalists, right? You're sent straight to heaven for their great feats against the Israeli occupiers. Listen, what Hamas will say is we were sitting with the United States, with Israel, with all the Arab states in those negotiations. We are the address for negotiating the future of the Palestinian national movement. The Palestinian Authority in the West Bank, illegitimate, corrupt, nowhere to be found. We are the ones putting the Palestinian issue back on the international agenda. It's wicked. It makes no sense to any kind of Western mind when you look at that devastation in Gaza. My guess is it doesn't make sense to the people of Gaza who are returning to their homes that have been left in rubble. But this is the narrative they're crafting, and it speaks to the challenge that the disarmament of Hamas, which is supposed to be in phase 2 of this plan, that's where really the rubber's going to meet the road to see whether the United States, Israel, and our Arab allies can really get the job done in implementing the rest of this plan.
Yeah, Eli Sharabi is one of the Israeli hostages who spent more than a year and a half in captivity. Eli says that Hamas said that they are coming back. Listen.
I had many conversations with them, and in each conversation, they repeat, first of all, they will come back on 2026, 2027, 24, 28. As much as it takes, and they come back to Israel and kill all of us.
They're going to come back to Israel and kill all of us. It doesn't sound like many minds have been changed within Hamas.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, this is unique. This Islamic terrorist ideology, this is what they believe in. They're not going away unless somebody makes them go away. The IDF was trying to do that for the last 2 years. Now it looks like it may be up to this international stabilization force made up of the Arabs. Are they really prepared to go in, send their own troops in there, and try to finish a job that the IDF hasn't been able to complete? That's a $64,000 question.
And then there are the tunnels, because many of them are remaining, and we'll see what happens to them. Hamas spent so much aid money building those things. John Hanna, we have to say goodbye. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.